Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
2020 was a difficult year for us all. World economies have crashed. Financial markets showed us again how important it is to be aware of the global economy. And, believe it or not, many people have profited from the movements in the markets. This December, we bring you the biggest open source webinar series for beginner traders to help each and every one of you understand the basics of online trading and investments from industry experts. Learn from the CEOs is the biggest webinar series organized by InstructFX with the extraordinary participation of 5 CEOs of 5 top Forex companies worldwide. Join us live on Monday, the 14th of December at 1700 GMT for the grand opening with an amazing webinar on trading currency pairs with João Monteiro, CEO at 4XC. On Tuesday, the 15th of December, trading stocks and indices is the topic of the day with Phil Adler, CEO at ETX Capital, straight from the heart of London. Wednesday, the 16th, the week only gets better with Joe Rundle, CEO at Markets.com for an amazing webinar on trading commodities. Just when you thought that things can't get any better, on Thursday, the 17th, we have the Cryptocurrencies trading webinar with our surprise guest. Finally, on Friday the 18th, it's your time to shine in the Fidelity Gala Awards, where InstructFX is rewarding you for watching us live with amazing prizes. Join the biggest open source webinar of 2020 and learn what most Forex brokers don't want you to know from 5 reputable CEOs. Click on the link below and reserve your seat for the biggest open source webinar of 2020, hosted by yours truly, Andrew, the Chart Whisperer. Learn, observe, trade with InstructFX.
Boom, and we're live. What's happening, people? Good morning, America. Good afternoon, Europe, and welcome everyone to our live stream. We are back this afternoon with great news, guys. In only 4 days from now, we start the biggest open source webinar of 2020 with 5 CEOs of 5 famous brokerages worldwide. Here's a sneak peek of what's going to happen starting Monday, 14th of December at 1700 hours.
Join us live on Monday, the 14th of December at 1700 GMT for the grand opening with an amazing webinar on trading currency pairs with João Monteiro, CEO at 4XC. Learn from the CEOs is the biggest webinar series organized by InstructFX with the extraordinary participation of 5 CEOs of 5 top Forex companies worldwide. Join the biggest open source webinar of 2020 and learn what most Forex brokers don't want you to know from 5 reputable CEOs. Click on the link below and reserve your seat for the biggest open source webinar of 2020, hosted by yours truly, Andrew, the Chart Whisperer. Learn, observe, trade with InstructFX.
This is what's happening starting Monday, guys. This is what we've been working on for so long. You can find the link in the description down below if you want to book your VIP seat for the biggest open webinar series of 2020 organized by InstructFX. One click on the link below, fill in the form, book your VIP seat, and this is it. Join us back on Monday. And to top it up, guys, the good news is not just that. To top it up, InstructFX is offering free mentoring for the basic package for the ones of you that need a bit of help. All you have to do is go on instructfx.com, choose your package, leave your details, and one of our amazing representatives will contact you to start the preparation. Now, let's get down to business, guys, and see what is happening in the markets today, 10th of December 2020. European Central Bank keeps interest rates at zero, and Christine Lagarde announced the first Pandemic Emergency Purchase Program, or the PEPP, won't be used in full even if it was boosted. Initial jobless claims in the US came out 854,000 versus an expectation of only 725,000, sending the US dollar index down below the $90 mark as the latest COVID wave took a big toll on the US labor market. More news from US. The US Food and Drug Administration Advisory Panel meets today to decide if the agency will authorize Pfizer's vaccine's emergency use. That's funny. One week after UK became the first country in the world that approved the Pfizer vaccine, and they already ordered 40 million doses, in which 10 million will or have already been delivered. And everyone's favorite, guys, the Bitcoin shed over $300 today, trading lower and settling somewhere around the $18,000 mark. And in case you missed the announcement, guys, next week we start the biggest open source webinar of 2020 with 5 CEOs of 5 famous Forex brokerages worldwide. You can find the link in the description down below. Feel free to book your VIP seat, like, share, subscribe, follow us on your favorite media channel, and support us in delivering more great content. This show is proudly sponsored by our partners at markets.com. US Markets Open, coming up. Right. Good morning, lovely people. Once again, let's see what happened. First of all, in the economic calendar today, as we had quite a busy day in the economic calendar with the ECB announcing its interest rate decision, the marginal lending facility, and a press conference that sent the European currency at higher highs. Let's have a quick look at the economic calendar and see what happened, what sort of numbers we had coming out today. Starting from 245, guys, we had the deposit facility rate in Europe, which was kept unchanged at negative 0.5%. We had the ECB marginal lending facility at 0.25%, and the interest rate decision, guys, which obviously was kept unchanged at 0%. Then we had a couple of interesting announcements on the US dollar, guys, at 3:30, exactly 1 hour ago. We had the core CPI year over year and monthly from the US, which both came out at 0.2%, a bit better than what economists have predicted. And we had the initial jobless claims, guys, that came out 853,000 versus an expectation of 725,000, and versus the previous, which was only 716,000. This is the sign that the COVID pandemic is far from over. And this is probably the result of what happened a couple of weeks ago with the Thanksgiving holiday, with so many people traveling. This is the result, guys. It's catastrophic what's going on. Anyway, let's move on to better news. We're going to have the federal budget balance announced at 2100 hours tonight. Hopefully, things will settle a bit, and the stimulus measures are back in focus, guys. The US Senate is, again, trying to boost the stimulus measures. Let's see what's going to happen. They've been dragging for so long. Many things could have been avoided only if the stimulus measures would have got to where they had to go, when they had to go. Let's see what follows next. Now, we're going to start with a very interesting article regarding the US-FDA advisory panel meeting today. There we go. A panel of outside advisors of the US Food and Drug Administration is meeting today to weigh whether to recommend that the agency authorizes Pfizer's COVID vaccine for emergency use, one of the last steps before vaccinations could begin. The committee of outside experts is expected to vote on whether the vaccine developing along with German partner BioNTech has shown effectiveness in preventing COVID-19, and if the benefits of taking the shot weigh the risks. They are also likely to discuss potential safety concerns after 2 vaccine recipients in Great Britain reported anaphylactoid. I got the word right. Reactions associated with receiving the shot. Now, if you go into anaphylactic shock, guys, it can happen from a bee sting. Okay, so this is just a minor side effect. This is it. Yeah, obviously it's not pleasant to go into anaphylactic shock, but if it's only 2 cases out of thousands or tens of thousands. I don't think that is the biggest problem. However, we're going to monitor the situation closely, guys, as we're talking about the world's health. Now, the country's regulator on yesterday, guys, advised some people with a history of anaphylaxis, an overreaction of the body's immune system related to medicine or food, should avoid the shot. That's a very good thing. Very, very good deal. I don't know if you remember, guys, 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, I was talking about the potential side effects. And the day when I announced that UK became the first country in the world to adopt the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, I was asking you, and I was asking publicly, what if we're going to see some very bad reactions to the vaccine? What do we do then? There we go, guys. UK has started vaccination only a couple of days ago, and we already see two minor side effects. Right, documents prepared by the agency ahead of the meeting did not point out any new safety or efficacy issues, raising hopes the vaccine will soon be authorized in the United States. Pfizer and BioNTech last month said the two-dose regimen of the vaccine is 95% effective against the COVID-19, and detailed data released in the agency's documents showed the vaccine began showing some protection even before volunteers received the second dose. The vaccine has been authorized for use in Britain, Bahrain, and Canada, and vaccination have begun in the UK as well. Therefore, the two cases. Now, quick look at the initial jobless claims, guys. That was very, very big what happened today. Huge discrepancy between what economists were expecting and what actually came out. The number of people making initial claims for jobless benefits in the US surged to their highest in nearly 3 months as the latest wave of COVID-19 pandemic took an increasingly visible toll on the labor market. No doubt about it. The labor market, the Labor Department said that 853,000 people filed initial jobless claims last week, up 716,000 a week earlier. Analysts had expected a much smaller rise to only 725,000 people. The number of people making continuous claims also rose for the first time since September to 5,757 million to 5757 from 5527 million a week earlier. Continuing claims are reported with 1 week lag. Right, now let's move on to the interesting part, guys, which is the charts of the day and the signals of the day. What do you say? Are you ready? We are only 3 minutes into the US trading session, guys. The markets should have reacted by now to the opening. Let's see what's going to happen. Are you ready? We're coming back live in 50 seconds with the charts of the day and the signals of the day, guys. Stay tuned.
Join us live on Monday, the 14th of December at 1700 GMT for the grand opening with an amazing webinar on trading currency pairs with João Monteiro, CEO at Forexc. Learn from the CEOs is the biggest webinar series organized by InstructFX with the extraordinary participation of 5 CEOs of 5 top Forex companies worldwide. Join the biggest open source webinar of 2020 and learn what most Forex brokers don't want you to know from 5 reputable CEOs. Click on the link below and reserve your seat for the biggest open source webinar of 2020, hosted by yours truly, Andrew, the Chart Whisperer. Learn, observe, trade with InstructFX.
Right, guys, and we are back. Before we move to the charts of the day, just a quick look at some interesting stocks for today for the stock traders, guys. You never know. Maybe you like trading stocks. Maybe you need a bit of guidance on this side. Facebook stock fell 1% after the FTC commission and most US states sued the social media giant again yesterday, saying that it violated antitrust law and should potentially be broken up. Facebook has a history of getting in trouble, guys. Nothing new. Now, Pfizer stock rose 0.7% with the FDA advisory committee meeting later today to vote on whether the pharma giant COVID-19 vaccine should receive authorization to be issued to the public. This vaccine is already being used in the UK. Starbucks is a very good one to have a look at. Guys, Starbucks stock rose 3.3% pre-market opening after the chain of coffee houses said at an investor event yesterday that it plans to increase its store count to about 55,000 by 2030, up from roughly 33,000 shops today, as it saw significant 2021 rebound. Apart from that, guys, we're looking at Best Buy, which dropped 2.7% after Goldman Sachs downgraded its investment stance on a retailer to sell from neutral, citing valuation and potentially difficult comparables. This is what is happening with stocks. We're looking at General Electric as well, which fell 1.1% pre-market open today after the conglomerate agreed to pay $200 million to resolve a Security and Exchange Commission probe into claims it misled investors. Now, let me show you the charts of the day, guys. There we go. These are the charts of the day. We're going to start with crude oil futures on a 60-minute chart, as you got used by now. $46.47 for crude oil this afternoon, guys. 15 minutes into not even 10 minutes into the US Open. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? So 46 for crude oil WTI futures. We're looking at RSI stochastic at the bottom of the chart, pointing upwards after a very, very good rally. If you guys remember this morning, I was telling you, keep an eye on the 46.50. Keep an eye on that 46.50, as we might see crude oil breaking or touching that 46.50. And that's where most traders will very likely set their first take profit targets. Let's move on to the most traded currency pair in the world, guys, which is the euro. I think the press conference from the ECB with Christine Lagarde is still ongoing. We're looking at 121.15 for the euro. After it did create higher highs in the last couple of hours, we see now the markets stalling a bit, the markets pulling back a bit, probably led by some hawkish comments from Christine Lagarde. RSI stochastic, very important. They are turning around as we speak. They're pointing downwards. We might see a retest. We already saw the retest to that 50 moving average that happened earlier on. A lot of volatility on the market as Christine Lagarde still continues the press conference. Right, let's move on to the cable, guys. GBP USD 132.93 for the cable this afternoon after it kept on dropping the entire day, the entire European trading session. Finally, we see a good sign. We see a sign of a rebound. Yeah, with the RSI and the stochastic turning around from the oversold levels, pointing upwards, we might see a retest to the upside of that 133.32 level, where that 20 moving average is, or even higher. Yeah, a bit higher, where that 50 MA is at 133.57. Right, on a 60-minute chart, as things stand right now, we can see the pound subdued by that 200 moving average, keeping the price down. Now, we see some sort of a pattern. If you look carefully at the charts, guys, we see the lower lows being at the same level. Let me draw a bit on the charts. There we go. Yeah, these are the lower lows. And then we're looking at a set of average highs. Yes, somewhere there. Yes, somewhere there. Let's be very, very cautious with this one. Yes, somewhere in that region. So, do you see the pattern? Do you see the big drop that happened a few days ago on the 7th? Yeah, on the 7th of December, we had that big drop. It stopped there, and then it went back up to test the highs. Now, same thing might happen now. Yeah, after the pound dropped for the next couple of days, we have a lot of pressure on the Brexit talks. Okay, the UK Prime Minister was in Europe last night. Okay, talking about Brexit. Apparently, Brexit talks are stalling. We have some things going on in the UK, so it's unlikely to see the pound as things stand right now, without some news coming from the UK, to see the pound rallying above the 134 level. But let's see. We need the pound, first of all, to test that 200 moving average to the upside at least once, and then it might probably set a bit higher. But anyway, looking at the charts, RSI stochastic pointing upwards, we see the average lows. We see a ranging market. If we're looking at it carefully, we might see the pound pushing higher on the US trading session. And there you go. You can see the markets reacting to it. So keep an eye on that 133.59, guys, as the first take profit target. It might get really, really interesting. Let's move on to USD Jpy now. USD Jpy, which dropped quite a bit today, 104.32 for the USD Jpy as things stand right now. We see a retest of that 50 moving average at 104.28. We're only a couple of pips away from that retest, and we see the price well supported by the 200 MA at 104.21. RSI stochastic pointing downwards. We might see a retest of that 200 moving average to the downside, guys. Now we're moving on to the Aussie dollar. which performed fantastic today. 0.7507 for the AUD USD, with the RSI and the stochastic way up in the overbought levels. Great potential for the Aussie dollar, riding the back of a crippled US dollar, to be honest. Now, USD CAD on the other hand, let's see. This is the mirroring effect. USD CAD trading to the downside, 127.42, 20 minutes into the US trading session. Very bad downturn for the USD CAD. Apparently, the downtrend will continue for some time, guys. We see the RSI and the stochastic weighing the oversold levels with no sign of recovering yet. Now, let's have a quick look at the benchmarks, guys. The S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, which, even though they opened lower today, 366,220 for the S&P 500. As things stand right now, they open lower today. We see a bit of buying power on the markets right now, but still not enough. I think it's more likely to see a retest of that 200 MA at 3583 than it is to see the S&P 500 breaking high again. But let's see what's going to happen. It might take some time. Now we're looking at the Dow Jones, guys, which is trading at $30,003. 30,003 is the price for Dow Jones Industrial Average. Again, negative opening for the Dow Jones after the US Open, but we see a bit of buying power as things stand right now. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's move on to the US dollar index, guys, which doesn't look good at all. We saw it bouncing from that 200 MA to the downside once again. 90.84 for the US dollar index this afternoon after it tested that 200 MA a bit higher at 91.19. RSI stochastic pointing downwards. A lot of pressure in the States right now, guys. A lot of news is expected. Let's see what's going to happen. It's very difficult. The most probable position for the US dollar index right now is probably to the downside, but let's wait for the markets to decide. If you want to scalp the markets a bit, guys, keep an eye on the 90.69 level. Yeah, which is roughly 20 points below the current market price. We might see that being reached as the RSI did not enter the oversold levels yet. But if the US dollar index goes down, guys, this can only mean one thing. Gold futures are trading higher this afternoon. 1852.75 for gold futures. Fantastic rally in the last 3 hours. We see gold futures looking to settle somewhere above that 200 MA, with the RSI and the stochastic still pointing upwards, indicating some sort of clear buy position or clear direction for gold futures. Now, as we see, guys, the 1848.49 level was broken. The candlesticks are settling above that level. So in this case, probably traders will set their first take profit targets towards the 1864.98. Yeah, or 1865 even, somewhere there in that region. It's not a million miles away. There is great potential to the upside for gold right now. Let's see what's going to happen. We need the markets to settle a bit. Now we're looking at Bitcoin, guys, everyone's favorite that kind of fell in disgrace, didn't it, in the last few days. $18,062 for Bitcoin right now. Trading to the downside, it tested that 50 MA last night at 18,600. It shed over $600, guys, in 12 hours. Okay, not even a trading day, not even 24 hours. Now, probably Bitcoin will look to settle somewhere around the 18,000 flat. Yeah, we see a previous low at 17, just short of the 18,000, 17,954, somewhere in that region. RSI stochastic, or at least stochastic, is in the oversold levels. RSI is heading downwards. We're missing the buying power on the market, guys. Look at the RSI's movement in the last few trading sessions. It did not manage to go all the way up there and test the overbought levels. What's happening with Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin losing power, guys? Is it losing ground? Right, we're going to see what's happening. Now, let's have a quick look at Ethereum. $552.96 for Ethereum. Ethereum has the same trajectory with Bitcoin, aiming towards the downside, guys. We might see it trading as low as $537. That's the previous low. RSI is pointing downwards. Stochastic is crawling in the oversold levels. Only God knows what's going to happen with the cryptocurrencies, guys. They are decentralized. If we could get a hint on the centralized assets, yeah, on the other asset classes, cryptocurrencies remain a mystery, guys, as they are decentralized, and they mainly react to to people's sentiment, to your actions. 46.67 for crude oil futures right now. Amazing rally in the last hour or so. Look at this green engulfing candlestick right there. Amazing rally for crude oil futures, which went even higher than what I have predicted this morning. Right. Let's have a quick look at some trading signals, guys, provided by investing.com today. And of course, if you're looking for more trading signals for a trading platform that is very intuitive, very user-friendly, check out our friends from markets.com. They have not one, but 4-5 amazing trading platforms, from an online-based one, from a web-based one, to the MT5, to their own trading platform. And they are incredible. They give you trading signals. They give you the latest news straight on the platform, guys. You don't have to play around with 7 tabs like I'm doing right now. You can just use their trading platform. And that's very, very intuitive. Anyway, let's move on to the trading signals. Euro USD, 4 green for the Euro USD. As things stand right now, guys, 4 buy positions. The pound, only God knows what's going to happen with the pound. We see a strong buy on a 5-minute chart, then neutral signals. The hourly is a strong sell, and the daily remains neutral. So it's up to you what you want to do with the pound. The USD Jpy and USD CHF, guys, we're looking at red on the charts for the US dollar. 4 red for USD CHF, 4 strong sell positions, 2 strong sell positions for USD Jpy. The Aussie dollar, on the other hand, is shining. AUD USD has 4 green, 4 strong buy positions. The euro versus the pound, again, we're looking at the euro potentially strengthening versus the British pound with 4 green on the charts. Here we see 3 strong buy positions and a buy on a 5-minute chart. USD CAD, on the other hand, 4 red, strong sell. The Kiwi dollar, just like the Aussie dollar, is shining this afternoon with 4 green, 4 strong buy positions. Great potential to the upside. Euro JPY, 4 green, strong buy. Euro CHF, 2 strong buy on a 5-minute and 15 minutes, and the daily remains a strong sell. And the pound versus the Japanese yen, guys, is very, very undecided. We see a couple of strong sells somewhere in between on a 15 minutes and an hourly chart. And the GBP CHF has 4 red as things stand right now. Sell and strong sell for the pound. Now, let's have a quick look at commodities and see what commodities are doing this afternoon. As we are 25 minutes into the US opening. Let me kill some pop-ups. I love killing these pop-ups. I'm a sniper when it comes to pop-ups. Right, gold and silver and copper. Wow, we see a lot of green on commodities today. Gold, silver, copper. 4 green, guys. Great potential to the upside for all 3 of them. Crude oil, WTI, and Brent oil. 4 green as well on all time frames. Natural gas, 3 green to the upside. The daily remains a strong sell. Careful, guys. If you're going to trade natural gas, it might be worth it. And US wheat is still undecided with a strong sell on a 5-minute chart, and the daily and the hourly remain a buy. Right, this is what's happening 25 minutes into the US trading session. Let's have a quick look at some indices, guys, and see how the US indices. Wow, okay. Now, if a minute ago we saw a lot of green, let me sniper these pop-ups. There we go. Half a second, 2 pop-ups down. So Dow Jones, S&P, and the NASDAQ, guys, we see a negative opening on all of them today with a lot of red, 3 strong sell. The daily, though, remains a buy. We have a bit of hope. Let's see what's going to happen later. The NASDAQ 100, again, strong sell. And the strong buy that we had on a daily chart turned into a buy. Probably it's going to turn neutral very soon. DAX futures, again, they dropped. They tanked today. With strong sell on 3 time frames, the daily remains a buy, but again, not a lot of positivity. CAC 40 in France, 3 strong sell, the daily remains a buy. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh, I saw and the Nifty 50, guys. 4 green on the Nifty 50. Buy on a 5-minute chart, 15 minutes hourly and daily remain a strong buy as well. Right. Guys, this is what's going on from my side. This is what's happening with the markets. Apparently, commodities and currencies do better than indices and stocks today. So keep an eye on currency pairs. Keep an eye on commodities, guys. They will give you some sense of direction of the markets today. Right. Remember to like, share, subscribe, support us in delivering more great content. Remember to look for that link that I have in the description, guys, to book your VIP seat for the biggest webinar series of 2020 organized by InstructFX. That's going to start next Monday, 14th of December, 1700 hours GMT. This is it from my side today, guys. Join me again tomorrow morning for another round of market talks. Until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.